She prayed for years. She begged God for an answer, but heaven felt silent. She thought maybe God had forgotten her, until one ordinary day, when the miracle finally came. This is Sarah's story, a story of waiting, of heartbreak, and of the faithfulness of Jesus that shows up right on time. Sarah grew up in the Midwest. A small town, big skies, simple life. She dreamed of becoming a mother. She dreamed of a home filled with children's laughter. But life didn't go the way she planned. She and her husband tried for years, but no baby came. Every doctor's visit ended with the same phrase: "I'm sorry, it's not likely." At church, she smiled. At family gatherings, she said she was fine. But at night, she would cry into her pillow, whispering, "God, did you forget me?" The hardest part wasn't the doctor's words. It was the silence. She prayed, she fasted, she begged God for a miracle, and nothing happened. Month after month, year after year. People around her had babies. Her social media feed was full of pregnancy announcements, and Sarah felt left behind. One night, she told her husband, "I don't think God hears me anymore." Then, on an ordinary morning, something changed. Sarah woke up feeling different. At first, she ignored it. She'd had false hope before, but something told her, "Take the test." She did, and for the first time in her life, 2 pink lines appeared. Tears fell as she held it in her hands. After all the years of silence, God had answered. 9 months later, Sarah held her baby girl in her arms, and in that moment, she realized God was never late. He was always working, even when she couldn't see it. The miracle was here. But motherhood wasn't easy. Sleepless nights, endless crying, moments of doubt. Am I doing this right? Some days, Sarah felt overwhelmed, and the same old lies crept in. You prayed for this, and now you're failing. But every time God reminded her, this child isn't just yours, she's mine, and I'll help you. In the quiet hours of the night, rocking her baby in her arms, Sarah felt God's presence more clearly than ever. Every giggle, every first step, every mama was proof of God's faithfulness. She began journaling her story, not just for herself, but so one day her daughter would know, you are not an accident. You are an answered prayer. Her faith deepened. Not because life got easier, but because she saw how God had carried her through the impossible. Sarah thought her story ended with becoming a mother, but God had a bigger plan. At church one Sunday, her pastor asked her to share her testimony. She hesitated. Her story was so personal, so raw, but she stood on that stage and told it anyway. She shared the years of waiting, the heartbreak, the silence, and the miracle. As she spoke, tears filled the congregation. Women who had silently carried the same pain felt hope rising again. Her story became more than her own. It became a lifeline for others. Emails, phone calls, letters started coming in. Other women said, "Thank you. Your story gave me strength to keep believing." Sarah realized something powerful. God never wastes our pain. The years she thought were lost were actually being used by God to encourage others. Sarah's miracle is beautiful, but maybe you're still waiting for yours. Maybe it's not a child, maybe it's healing, maybe it's a restored marriage, maybe it's freedom from anxiety, depression, or addiction. Or maybe you're just waiting for a sense of purpose, wondering why life feels so heavy, even when everything looks fine on the outside. In America today, so many people live like this. Successful on the outside, empty on the inside. We fill the silence with noise, scrolling, working, chasing the next distraction. But deep down, we're asking the same question Sarah once asked. God, have you forgotten me? The truth is, no, God has not forgotten you. Just because he is silent doesn't mean he is absent. His timing is not our timing, and his ways are higher than our ways. Sarah's story is a reminder. God's silence is not his absence. Delay is not denial. You may be praying for something right now, and it feels like heaven is quiet, but just because you can't see it doesn't mean God isn't moving. He hears every prayer, he sees every tear, and he's never too late. When the miracle comes, you'll understand God was there all along. If you're still waiting, hold on, because the God who came through for Sarah can come through for you too. Type amen if you believe it.